What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Ethereum Classic. I want to go over some of the current data points, latest in updates, and the next big catalyst. So I want to go over all of that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So at the time of doing this video, it is down 0.74%. We've started to see lower and lower volume, although over the last couple of trading days, it's been somewhat stagnant. So it's been trading within a set range because the market is waiting for either a good catalyst to cause ETC and many other cryptocurrencies to really move higher or break down. So this week is going to be a fairly big week, largely because of this right over here. So we do have a big catalyst, and that is interest rate decision. It is fair to assume that we are not going to be getting a cut this week exactly, but what Powell says afterwards, that is what is going to really fuel some optimism. Because right now, looking for the March 18th meeting, there is a 14.9% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. So all in all, that's what the market does truly want. And in the end, this technically is going to turn the market to more risk on. And that's kind of a big deal for cryptocurrencies, which in my opinion are very speculative in nature. So right now, crypto and fear and greed index is under the fear category, so 35. So it did dip quite a lot since my last video, despite there being not that much crazy price action. But this does mean that people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily on the table, but that could change easily this upcoming week. Before I go further into some data points and whatever else, I just wanted to give a shout out because in my last ETC video, I did see some comments about Donald. And so I've been covering ETC for quite some time, and although I did disagree with Donald in some of his kind of viewpoints, still very big part of the ETC community. And honestly, even way back when I was looking at some of his live streams, he always had a passion, and he kind of saw outside the box, which is good. That's what generally the market likes. And I think he was very well known. So he did pass away November 2nd, 2025. So I didn't really keep up to date, of course, with him, unfortunately, but just wanted to kind of give a moment of silence and for him, because yeah, he was always a big member of the ETC community. And I'm sure a lot of you who have been around for a while would definitely know that. So hats off to you, Donald. And so yeah, just wanted to kind of mention that. But aside from that, though, when it comes to ETC, this is slowly creeping up. So number of merchants accepting it as a form of payment is sitting at 899. So that is 3 increased from just this month alone. So that's always a good thing. That's one thing I generally think is going to really help any cryptocurrency is utility. And obviously merchants accepting it as a form of payment is kind of what you need. So it's kind of moving up, not any crazy spikes, slow and steady, as you can kind of see right here, but still I think bigger picture, that's pretty good. ETC is right now, so you can kind of see over the last 7 days, cryptocurrencies have kind of taken a pretty big hit, but ETC right now is ranked number 44 based on its market cap. So since my last video, it did drop, I think, from 41 to 44. When I first started covering ETC, it was roughly around that like 12 to 15 range. And then since then, it kind of just been slowly dropping more and more, which, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I think is largely because of just not that much in ecosystem updates. Hopefully 2026 is going to be a big year for ETC. As well as just the broader market. So ETC has been largely just piggybacking off of kind of the larger news articles and what Bitcoin's been doing. Luckily enough, this website did update things, so it makes it look a little bit more appealing, but this shows liquidations, and it really does put it in perspective on kind of what happens. And every time you see these spikes, that is, and the green, that is longs liquidating. And so ultimately kind of shows that ETC is not only just heavily shorted, but a lot of long investors, or I guess, or whatever else, they're just in it for kind of swing trades. So they're not really buying ETC for the long haul. They're just in it for kind of swing traders. So it is rather unfortunate because when things turn south, you have pretty much shorts doubling down, and then you have a spike in long liquidations. Thus, this is why you see some very crazy price actions with ETC. So hopefully we do get that good words of wisdom from Powell this upcoming week. And then we can kind of start focusing on the next big catalyst, which will be a rate cut. One thing that potentially could be looming over the broader market that could cause a little bit of a dip on a side note, because I don't always like to give you just the good. I like to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This might be a hot topic this week, and that is another potential shutdown. So as of January the 31st. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. A lot of Fed speakers did say that if we go through another lengthy shutdown, then that will really impact GDP. And so, yeah, we'll have to kind of wait and see how that does play out. But a couple of key levels right now with that 1158, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 1120 and 1174 is going to be the next strong support and target. So this is if you're more of a swing trader or whatever else. Aside from all of that, quickly popping back over here on the actual chart itself, I'd like to say that this looks good, but this is kind of the worst type of chart because it is a slow bleed, and it's a lot better like if you just have a abrupt sell-off, and then that way you can kind of at least make a little bit of money on swing trading it. What has been happening with it has been brutal, and so it's very difficult to make any money with ETC lately. So this is where kind of the best thing to do if you do believe in it bigger picture is just dollar cost average, or again what happened right here when it went down to like 759 is just time it right and just make some pretty good money off of that, which again I think October the 9th was pretty epic. And you never know, all it takes is one tweet from Trump or whatever and we pretty much have that same type of price action. So I think there's going to be a lot of good opportunities to get some pretty good deals out there in the foreseeable future. But as far as right now, I do feel that Powell could be that next big catalyst to really test that 10-day moving average, which generally is a very big deal for momentum plays. So that's sitting at 1205. And then flip side, that 50-day moving average is sitting at 1242. So it's not too far-fetched to assume that you could see a nice retest of that $13 range, which would be a nice little swing trade opportunity. But still, this week will be a pretty big week for cryptocurrency and other kind of speculative names. So let me know your thoughts on ETC. Are you buying? Are you selling? What are you generally doing with ETC? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.